everyone, it's Monty Bob here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be taking you through my process of altering a pattern for my 02 cosplay. Now, the only altering that is really happening here is I'm making this pattern bigger so that it will fit my body type better, since I am a very tall person and my build is just bigger than, I guess, the normal population of people. I don't know. I'm just very tall and big. Anyway, I got this pattern off of Etsy from a seller called On Cosplay. They have a few other patterns on their Etsy as well. It was only $8 and it's a PDF file, so you have to print it out. I don't remember how many pages it was, but it was a lot. It was probably in the 30s. You have to cut it all out yourself, tape it all together, and it's a little confusing to follow, but I ended up figuring it out. What I ended up doing was I would measure 2 of the length lines and then I would add that to the outside, and then I would just pretty much make a bigger version of the pattern. And I traced it all onto this brown roll of paper that I got from the shipping section of Walmart. As I was doing this, you can see I was writing the name of that piece of the pattern because that's what they use in their instructions. I was writing that on there and then also writing or drawing the arrow so that I knew which way to lay the pattern on the fabric. My dog is staring at me right now like I'm crazy. So pretty much all I do is trace over these patterns and make them bigger. Next, I put all of the patterns onto this scrap cotton fabric that I had lying around, and surprisingly I had enough to do all of the patterns. I just cut them out with a little bit of seam allowance and then sewed them all together. So I sewed all of the pieces together following the instructions that the Etsy seller gives you, and in the end it was a little too small, so I ended up taking a strip. It was about 4 inches, I'd say, maybe a little bit smaller than that, but I cut it in half and I put pretty much like a 2-inch strip on each of the side seams. So it goes from my armpits all the way down to the skirt. That added a little bit so that it would actually fit me and I could put it on. And I ended up cutting the pieces out, like tearing apart the dress pretty much, so that I could figure out how I needed to alter my patterns to make them bigger to fit this. I added like a length to the skirt and then a little bit more to the edges of the skirt area on the sides so that it was big enough for me. So now my patterns are all altered, and then I cut it out on some black lining fabric that I'm going to use for the lining of this dress. Here you can see me figuring out where I'm going to sew it, and I actually didn't film pretty much anything at the end of this. I ended up just altering the skirt a little bit and then altering my pattern for the skirt again, so that hopefully next time it will fit me nicer and I won't have to do a lot of altering. That's all. If you guys want the link to the Etsy seller, it'll be down below. Next time we will be working on my 02 cosplay, like the actual thing, and so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys next time.